Hello everyone, welcome back to the discussion of the questions of the week, wherein we are discussing certain important questions that could be probably there in the upcoming Prelims 2022. Well, as you know, the strategy is to tap the topics through the questions, so I'll try my best to give you an overall idea of the topics that are included in the questions and the periphery of the topic. Okay, so that is what we are trying to do in this particular session. I hope you guys are doing great. Also, we are already in the month of April, and I hope that you are gearing up well for the upcoming Prelims 2022. Well, causing no further delay, I'll switch to question number 1 now. Question number 1 says that with reference to the Operation Green Scheme, consider the following statements. Statement number 1 says that it was launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in the month of November in the year 2018. So it says that it was launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Affairs. We'll have to check this. Second statement says that it seeks to stabilize the supply of tomato, onion and potato. That is top, okay? The top crops. इसी को हम कहते हैं top crops. That is tomato, onion and potato. Now, we need to say, or we need to actually know which of the given above statements are correct here. So there are certain codes given here. Basis on that, we'll be deciding that which of the statement is right, which of the statement is not right. So let us study certain facts about this, and also let us know the context of this question firstly. Now, Operation Green Scheme was firstly, you should know that it was launched by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, okay? What did I say? The Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So that is one thing which is clear to you. Now, it was launched in the month of November in the year 2018. This fact is right, okay? But the ministry, please make a note of the ministry here. Okay, that is food processing industry. Now, second May, it says that it aims to enhance. Basically, we're talking that why is the scheme here? Because ultimately, every time if there is a scheme, if there is any kind of a scheme coming up by the government, there is always an aim and objective defined. Now, the aim is to enhance the value realization of the top farmers, okay? That is the farmers who are producing the top crops. And we know what are the top crops. It is tomato, onion and potato, okay? That is the top crops, and that is why it is aiming to enhance the value realization of the farmers who are producing the top crops. Secondly, it aims to reduce the post-harvest losses, the price stabilization for producers and consumers, and increase the food processing capacities and the value addition, okay? So that is ultimately the aim of the entire scheme. Now, furthermore, we see that the scope of short-term measures originally applicable to tomato, onion and potato crops were expanded to 41 notified fruits and vegetables with effect from June 2020 as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan package. Okay, so previously there were only top crops included in the scheme, but then the list was expanded, okay? And in the budget announcement of the year 2021 and 2022, the scope of long-term strategy, that is value chain development project, was expanded from top crops to 22 perishable items, which includes 10 fruits, 11 vegetables, including the top crops, okay, and also one marine product, that is shrimp. I hope this is clear to you. And I think this is enough to solve the question. I hope the idea about this particular scheme is clear to you. Now, we'll be moving ahead to solve the question. So, the statement number 1 here said that it was launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in November 2018. Well, this is correct. It was launched in November 2018, but the ministry is incorrect, okay? It was not launched by this ministry, rather it was launched by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, okay? Make a note of that, Ministry of Food Processing Industries, okay? I hope this is clear to you. If not, then please make a note, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, okay? Whereas the year 2018 is correct, okay? Now, next statement said that it seeks to stabilize the supply of tomato, onion and potato, okay? That is the top crops. Now, here, of course, it does aim to stabilize the supply of the top crops, but here the statement is incorrect only because of this word only, okay? Because the news was that it has added more items to it. Like we saw, some vegetables are added, marine product is added, fruits is also added to it, more perishable products are added to it, okay? So this is the thing. So that is why statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is also incorrect. I told you the corrections, okay? Ministry of Food Processing Industries, okay? This is not the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Make a note of that. So neither 1 is correct, neither 2 is correct. The answer is D, okay? I hope this is clear to you. We'll go ahead with the next question. Question number 2 says that with reference to black box, consider the following statements. Statement number 1 says that it is a recording device used by aviation investigators to analyze the events leading to the air mishap. Okay. Second says that it aims to establish legal liability. The third says that Australia was the first country to make black boxes mandatory in its aeroplanes. Now, we'll study something about black box first, and only then we'll be coming back to the question and discussing the statements. Accordingly, we'll decide that which of the statements are correct. So, here it says that a black box is a combination of flight data recorder, okay? That actually, what does it do? It records the altitude, speed, among other pertinent details, and a cockpit recorder is also inbuilt there, which records the conversation among the pilots, okay? So that is what the black box is all about. Now, what happens is the data from these black boxes reveal the reason behind the crash, okay? Because if there is any kind of a crash, the aeroplane is crashing or any such tragedy is taking place, so there is something which can be traced. The data can be obtained, and there could be certain studies that could be conducted so as to know that why, how, and for what particular reason the crash had taken place or the tragedy has taken place, okay? So that is the entire context of this. Now, next, if we see furthermore, the black box is a recording device used by aviation investigators to analyze the events leading to the air mishap, like we just discussed, okay? Black boxes are not actually black, but high visibility orange, okay? So, make a note of that also. They are not actually black, though the name is black box, but they are high visibility orange, okay? Next, it says that Australia was the first country to make black boxes mandatory in its aeroplanes, okay? So that is one fact you need to know, that Australia was the very first country. We'll get back to the question and see that which of the statements are correct and which are incorrect. The first one says it is a recorded device used by aviation investigators to analyze the events leading to the air mishap. Absolutely right, because that is actually the sole purpose of black boxes, okay? The second statement says that it aims to establish legal liability. Well, no, it is not the aim of black boxes to establish legal liability. Rather, it is to have a record, okay, it is used to investigate and analyze the events which is leading to air mishaps. That is actually the aim of black boxes. It is to record the conversation of the pilots in the cockpit, etc. Right? It is to record the altitude also. So these are the aims of black boxes, not legal liability, okay? So this statement is incorrect. Third statement says that Australia was the first country to make black boxes mandatory in its aeroplanes. Absolutely right, because this is one fact that we already studied. So 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect, 3 is correct. So 1 and 3 are the right options. Answer is C. I hope the details about black boxes is clear to you. Okay. Next, we'll move to question number 3 now. Question number 3 here says that the Meghdatu water dispute is a cause of concern for which two states? Okay. So there is something we are talking about, this Meghdatu water dispute. Now, you need to understand about the states which are actually getting bothered about this particular issue. So, we'll study quickly about the Meghdatu water issue first, and then we'll come back to the question and decide the answer. Well, the answer would be very clear to you in the very first line of the discussion. Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are heading for a political confrontation over the Meghdatu drinking water project across river Kaveri. Okay. So, I hope this is very evident to you now. So, of course, it becomes very evident that it is about Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, okay? So, Meghdatu drinking water project is relating to the state of Karnataka and the state of Tamil Nadu, and it is across river Kaveri, okay? I hope these particular facts are clear to you. Please make sure you note them down. Next, it says that originally it was mooted in the year 1948. Meghdatu is a drinking water cum power generation project across river Kaveri. Now, the cost of this project is around rupees 9,000 crore, okay? That is the estimated cost of this project. Next, you see, we'll study something more about this. If we see the location, the proposed, it is actually a project proposed by Karnataka. The project envisages a reservoir near Ontigondlu, about 1.5 kilometer from Mekdatu in the Ramanagara district of South Karnataka. Okay, where? South Karnataka, Ramanagara district, which is at the confluence of the Kaveri and Arkavati rivers. Okay, so you need to make a note of this as well. So it is across river Kaveri, but at the confluence of river Kaveri and Arkavati rivers. Okay, now it is 4 kilometers from Tamil Nadu and around 100 kilometers from Bengaluru. Okay. So furthermore, knowing about the Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal, we understand that Karnataka gave the project shape after the final award of the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal was notified in the year 2013, thereby allocating the riparian status their shares. Okay, so that is one thing about this Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal. So next, we get back to the question and check that what has been the answer of the question. Well, I told you that's very evident. The Mekadatu water dispute is a cause of concern for which two states? We studied that it is a cause of concern for the state of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, okay? And it is across river Kaveri, okay? I hope this is clear to you. Next, let's go ahead with the question number 4. Now, question number 4 says that with reference to nano fertilizers, consider the following options. First says that better crop productivity, that is nano fertilizers actually give better crop productivity. Second statement says that it reduces the crop cycle period and increases crop yield. The third statement says that potential plant growth enhancers. So, these fertilizers are potential plant growth enhancers. Second says that they are low cost compared to conventional fertilizers. The last statement says that they have low absorption capacity. So these are certain facts which are listed down, and this is about nothing but nano fertilizers that we are discussing here. So we'll just check certain facts about nano fertilizers, but before that we need to understand that why this has been in news prominently. So recently what has happened that Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, okay, what is it? Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has provisionally notified nano urea as nano nitrogen fertilizers in Fertilizer Control Order of 1985. Okay, so I'll repeat this, that they have provisionally notified, please make a note, provisionally notified nano urea as nano nitrogen fertilizers. Okay. So we'll study about certain advantages and certain limitations about nano fertilizers, so that we come to know that why this decision has been taken, and of course if the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has taken this particular decision, so there must be certain advantages as well. But let's see, we'll check certain facts. Okay. So firstly, we understand that the benefits and significance of nano fertilizers are that the application of nano urea results in better crop production, and that's all what we want. Okay, for agriculture what is most essentially required is better crop production. Okay, so that is one thing. Then it becomes an excellent alternative to chemical fertilizers which are actually harmful. Okay, and because it promotes growth and reduces environmental pollution. Chemical fertilizers are somewhere or the other not so healthy for the agricultural sector. Okay, so that is why it becomes a good alternative to chemical fertilizers. This is one aspect. Now, nano fertilizers also reduce the crop cycle period and increases the crop yield. Okay, this is one thing about it. The unique properties of nanoparticles such as high absorption capacities, the increased surface to volume ratio and controlled release kinetics, actually what they do to target sites make them a potential plant growth enhancer. Okay, so that is why they are also a potential plant growth enhancer. Okay, I hope these facts are clear to you. But of course, there are certain limitations also. What are the limitations? Let's take a look at it. So what actually happens, the lack of nano fertilizer risk management system. Okay. Next, we see that lack of production and availability of nano fertilizers is actually a challenge because it is not available in the required quantity. Okay, so that is one kind of a challenge on its own. Now, this limits the wider scale adoption of nano fertilizers as a source of plant nutrients. Of course, because if there is no sufficient quantity which is available, so it is definitely going to limit the wider scale adoption of nano fertilizers. Okay. Next, of course, the high costing is one major issue. Okay, and the next is lack of standardization in the formulation process. Okay, so this is something some kind of a challenge at the manufacturing end also, that the standardization in the formulation process is not yet done. Okay, So this brings about different results of the same nanomaterial under various pedoclimatic conditions. Okay, so this is also a very challenging situation. So we'll get back to the question and we'll just try to understand that which of the statements or which of the facts given about nanofertilizers are actually correct. But here in the question, we actually need to mark that which are not correct. So we'll be segregating the incorrect and the correct statements. Okay. So it says that, first statement says that nanofertilizers enhances crop productivity. They result in better crop productivity. Yes, this is right. And the second says it reduces the crop cycle period and increases crop yield. Absolutely right, because that is one kind of the major advantage that we get from nanofertilizers. The second is potential plant growth enhancers. Yes, we know these are potential plant growth enhancers, and we read that because of the unique absorption capacity, right? The second says that low cost compared to conventional fertilizers. Absolutely wrong, because we are dealing with the issue of its high cost, and that is why the application is also limited as far as nanofertilizers are concerned. The second says it has low absorption capacity. Absolutely wrong. We saw that it has high absorption capacity. Okay, that is why it is so much beneficial to the crops. So this is also wrong. This is also wrong. So 4 and 5 are wrong. Statement 1 is correct, 2 is correct, 3 is correct. But here we have to mark the incorrect options. So 1, 2 and 3 are the correct options, 4 and 5 are the incorrect options, and the question is asking about the incorrect options. That is why we mark option B as the right answer. Okay. So B. 4 and 5 are the statements which are not correct. Okay. Next, let's take a look on question number 5. It says that which of the following organization have released the Export Preparedness Index 2021, whether it's Niti Aayog, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Federation of Indian Export Organizations. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this particular question. It says that recently the second edition of Export Preparedness Index was given by whom? It was released by Niti Aayog. Okay, who released it? Niti Aayog released it. So this is absolutely clear to you. But that is not just the intention to know about the body who has released the report. But so furthermore, if we study something more about Export Preparedness Index 2021, so we come to know that it was released by Niti Aayog, but it was released in partnership with the Institute of Competitiveness. Okay, and the report is a comprehensive analysis of India's export achievements. So what is actually this report showing? This report actually shows the achievements of the country, achievements of India in the export field. Okay, that is all this is about. I hope this is clear to you. Furthermore, we discuss about the goal of this particular report. So what actually is the goal? It is to instill competition among all Indian states, okay? Whether it is coastal, landlocked, Himalayan, the union territories or the city states, okay? To bring about favorable export production policies, okay? So it is to give a sense of competition to all the states, okay? And to bring about favorable export promotion policies. Next, we see that it also aims to ease the regulatory framework to prompt subnational export promotion. Okay, so this is one goal of this particular report. Next is it creates the necessary infrastructure for exports, and also it assists in identifying strategic recommendations for improving export competitiveness. Because like we know how important it is to have a good export, okay, because export is somewhere or the other assisting the economy very well. Okay, now we'll go back to the question and we'll check if we did mark the right answer or not. So which of the following organization has released the Export Preparedness Index 2021? It is none other than Niti Aayog, but it is in partnership. Okay, it is in partnership with whom? With the Institute of Competitiveness. Okay, don't forget this, with the Institute of Competitiveness. I hope this is clear to you. Everything about this Export Preparedness Index 2021 is clear to you. Okay, next we'll go to question number. So here question number 6 talks about VRR. It says that with reference to variable refresh rate, that is VRR, consider the following statement. Number 1 says refresh rate is the number of times a display is capable of refreshing in a minute. Second says the lower the refresh rate, the better the quality of the viewing experience is. Well, these are certain facts and they are talking about variable refresh rate. We need to check whether they are right or whether they are not right. So we need to mark the correct statements. Firstly, we'll study something about VRR and then we shall discover the right answer. So the context is because Google is said to be testing support for variable refresh rates VRR in the Chrome OS. Okay, in the Chrome operating system. Now, furthermore, knowing about refresh rate is actually the number of times a display is capable of refreshing in a second. Okay, make sure, what did I say? It is capable of refreshing in a second. So, it is not minute. In the question, it was given, it is capable of refreshing itself. How many times it is capable of refreshing itself in a minute, but it is not that. VRR is about refreshing in the span of second. Okay. Now, next it says that it is measured in hertz, okay? So, this is also fine. It is measured in hertz. A 30 hertz or a 60 hertz display can refresh itself 30 or 60 times per second, okay, respectively. So, if it's 30 hertz, that means it's refreshing itself 30 times in a second. If it's 60 hertz, that means it's refreshing itself 60 times in a second. It's not minute. Please make a note. It's not minute. It's about second, okay? Next, we see that higher the refresh rate, better the quality of viewing, okay, experience. So, refresh rate is to be higher, okay, and displays with over 120 hertz can deliver a smoother and more comfortable viewing experience, and this is necessary while playing video games or watching videos. And next we see that VRR supports a wide range of refresh rates, which is actually allowing its refresh rate to change in real time based on the frames per second rate, okay, FPS, frames per second is FPS rate coming from a source device such as a gaming console, okay. So that is all about VRR. I hope this is clear to you. This could be one thing from the science and tech part. Let us go back to the question and check certain things about VRR now. So VRR, the first statement says that refresh rate is the number of times a display is capable of refreshing in a span of a minute. Because of this, this is wrong. It is second, in a span of second. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. The second statement says that the lower the refresh rate, the better the quality of viewing experience. Lower, it's absolutely wrong. The refresh rate should be higher for better viewing experience. I hope this is clear to you. So we had to mark the correct options here. None of the given statements are correct, okay? So first is wrong, second is also wrong, neither one, neither two. D is the right answer. I hope this is clear to you. Let's go ahead and discuss some more important questions. Seventh question says that arrange the following hills from east to west direction, okay? So we need to arrange Garo Hills, Khasi Hills, Jaintia Hills in the order from east to west, okay, east to west direction. So I think we should go ahead and check the map from which we'll be able to clearly understand about its east to west placement, okay. So if this is north, this is south, okay, this is east, this is west. Now, I hope it is absolutely clear to you that we had to go from east to west, okay. So, from there we have to go to west, east to west. So, first in the east, easternmost is Jaintia Hills, okay. Then comes the Khasi Hills, then comes the Garo Hills, okay. So, this is the region of Garo Hills, this is Khasi Hills, and these are Jaintia Hills, okay. I hope this is clear to you. So, the order is Jaintia Hills in the easternmost, then comes the Khasi Hills, and then in the westernmost we find this Garo Hills, okay. I hope this is clear to you, and we have to exactly put this order in the question asked there. So yeah, getting back to the question, it asked us to arrange the following hills from east to west, and we saw in the easternmost it was Jaintia Hills, okay. So here if it was east, this was west. From east to west, we saw that it was Jaintia Hills, okay. And then when we moved here, it was Khasi Hills, okay. And then when we moved to the west, it was Garo Hills, right? I hope this is clear to you. So, Jaintia Hills, that is number 3, east to west. let's decide the code, correct code. So 3, Jayantia Hills was at the east. I give it its code, that is 3. Then was Khasi Hills. Khasi Hills is 2. Okay, 2. And then at the west, there was Garo Hills, that is 1. Okay, so the code is 3, 2, 1. Let us see if it is there. A, B, C, that is 3 to 1. B is the right answer. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Yeah, so now we move ahead with question number 8 now. Question number 8 says that recently Project Chunauti was seen in the news. What is it actually related to? We need to understand that what is Project Chunauti all about and what does it relate to. So talking about Project Chunauti, we need to figure out if it is about some startup challenge, if it is about some e-governance project, whether it's about some technology for improved provisioning of judicial services to citizens, or it's some electronic service to the companies registered under the Companies Act. So let's know the context of this particular question first. So recently there was a research paper from Dublin City University in Ireland. Okay, they were reviewing India's entrepreneurial policy Startup India, and they affirmed its positive impact in reducing regional entrepreneurial disparities. Okay, so that is the context of this particular question based on this research paper from Dublin City University in Ireland. So now I hope that just by understanding the context of this particular question, you'd be able to know that what is it actually relating to. So Project Chunauti is relating to nothing but startup challenge. Okay, so Project Chunauti is about the startup challenge. A is the right answer, but this is not just it. We'll understand something more about the startup projects, initiatives that has been taken in India. Okay, so one by one we'll see. Firstly, we'll see that it is Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is about Digital India Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge. Okay, so this is also one initiative to promote the startups. Second is the Make in India. It is about promoting the goods indigenously made in India. Okay, the Startup India program, a flagship initiative which is intended to build a strong ecosystem for nurturing innovation and startups in the country to drive sustainable economic growth and also to generate large scale employment opportunities. Okay, so there has been so many more initiatives and projects that has been taken up to promote startups. Okay, and I have named a few of them. You can go to the comment section and name some more, but before switching to another question, I would want to discuss specifically about this Project Chunauti. So it is a startup challenge under the Next Generation Incubation Scheme, NGIS initiative. Okay, it is selected startups are provided human resources, legal, intellectual property rights and patent matters guidance. Okay, as well as other incubation and mentorship facilities. So this is about, helping the startups, selecting the startups and helping the startups to have proper resources, legal, intellectual property rights and patent matter guidance, as well as other incubation and mentorship facilities. That is all about Project Chunauti. Okay, you might go to the comment section and name some more such provisions or some more projects or schemes that are actually supporting the startups in India to promote entrepreneurship, right? So yeah, that's all about this question. Next, we go to question number 9. Question number 9 here talks about great one-horned rhino, and it says that great one-horned rhino is commonly found in which of the following countries, whether it's Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan or India. Okay, so we have to select the correct answer using the code given below. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this particular question. So recently, what has happened that the rhino population in Kaziranga National Park of Assam, okay, where in Kaziranga National Park of Assam has increased by 200 according to the latest census. So the great one-horned rhino, or we also call it as the Indian rhino, it is the largest rhino species actually, and they primarily graze with a diet consisting almost entirely of the grasses, okay, all some leaves, branches, shrubs, trees, fruits or aquatic plants. It is confined to tall grasslands and forest in the foothills of the Himalayas. Okay, where in the foothills of the Himalayas. Also, the other thing is the great one-horned rhino is commonly found in countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, and also in India. And where specifically in India? In the state of Assam. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. We'll get back to the question and would like to mark the correct answer. So it is also found commonly in Nepal. We saw that Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, India. So it is found at all of these countries, right? So 1, 2, 3 and 4, D is the right answer. I hope this is clear to you. Next, I take you to question number 10. The question says that which of the following is true regarding Kuki tribes of Tripura? Okay, so we are talking about Kuki tribes of Tripura. First statement says that they are very much experts in hunting wild animals. Second says they have their own customary laws and village council. The third says they were Christian traditionally. The fourth says they arrange marriage alliances outside their community. And we need to mark the correct answer using the following codes, okay, which is given here. Now, firstly, we'll understand the context of this particular question. So, in news, it was seen that Lok Sabha has passed the constitutional Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill of 2022. Okay, please make a note that has passed. The bill proposes the Darlong community as a sub-tribe of Kuki in the list of scheduled tribes. So, it is what community? The Darlong community is now the sub-tribe of Kuki community, okay, in the scheduled tribe list. And next, let us study something more about this particular tribe. So, Kuki is a word pronounced by outside people to refer a group of tribes like Darlong and Lusai. The Lusai of Tripura used to live in Jampui and Shakan hills of North Tripura. Now, they call them as Mizos. They never call them Lusai, as the word Lu means head and Sai means a hunter, head hunter, okay. So, they usually avoid calling themselves as Lusai, though once they were treated as the head hunters, okay. Darlong is another tribe also known as Kukis, okay. Now, they live in hilltops and maintain their livelihood through jhum cultivation and producing fruits. Nowadays, they are also accustomed with plain land cultivation and rearing of animals, and Kukis are very much experts in hunting wild animals, okay. So, that is one kind of a trait that this particular tribe possess. Next, linguistically, they speak a language that originated from the Kuki-Chin linguistic family, and they have so many clans, and Kukis are fond of music and dance. So, this is all about the tribe, Kuki tribe, right? Next, they do not arrange any marriage alliances outside their community. So, this is one fact about them, and this was also given the question directly that, but the question said that they do arrange, but they do not arrange actually any marriage alliance outside their community, right? And traditionally, they were not Christians, but what happened that they had faith in Lord Shiva beside different deities and spirits. But for the last 50 years, the majority of them have embraced Christianity. They have their own customary laws and village council. Yes, this is true. Okay, they have their own customary laws and village council. And Lal is a term to denote village chief. Okay, this is the reason for which Darlong community uses Lal before their name. Okay, they use Lal before their name. Now, the next is Kukis are presently a small tribe in the state, and they are also socio-economically more advanced. Okay, please make a note, they are socio-economically more advanced. I hope this is clear to you about the tribe. Okay, we'll get back to the question and look for the correct option. So, they are very much experts in hunting and wild animals. So, this is something we're talking about the Kuki tribe, and we studied that. Yes, this is correct. They are experts in hunting and hunting wild animals. They have their own customary laws and village council. Yes, this is also correct. We saw that. They were Christians traditionally. No, they were not Christians. They were the followers, and they followed Lord Shiva. Okay, but since the past 50 years, they have embraced Christianity. That is what we studied about them. So, this is wrong. They were not Christians traditionally. The fourth statement says that they arrange marriage alliances outside their community, which is wrong. They actually don't arrange any marriage alliances outside their community. Okay, so fourth statement is also wrong. 3 is wrong, 4 is wrong, 1 and 2 is the only right option. A is the correct answer. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Well, that was question number 10 from my end. Now, this is something for you coming up here. So, this is the question that I have given for you to decide the right answer. Okay, so the question says that Bamyan Buddhas recently seen in the news, they are related to which of the following countries? Okay, so we are talking about this. Bamyan Buddha's year. So please make a note of this question. I'll repeat that. The Bamyan Buddhas recently seen in the news, they are related to which of the following countries, whether it's Japan, Indonesia, Afghanistan or India. Okay. So you need to go to the comment section and write down the correct option, whether you can write down the country or whatever you want to. You can write down the correct option also. I absolutely don't mind, but please go and do this. Okay. So, well, that's all from my end for this particular discussion of the questions of the week. I hope you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. And before leaving, like I always tell you, that let's know together, let's grow together, let's learn together, and let's crack together. Keep up the good work. Prepare well for the upcoming Prelims 2022. I hope you guys achieve whatever you desire to. And this is me, Twinkle, signing off. I shall be back again very soon with another set of some more important questions of the week. Till then, you guys take care and keep smiling. Bye-bye.